Hey, if you clicked on this video, it's probably because you're working on the speaking section and you're not really sure how to get through it. So I'm going to be your guide. Make sure to subscribe and like the video if you want to see more. So I'm going to come clean for you guys. I only studied for 1 month for this section. The most helpful thing that will guide you through the TOEFL is knowing strategies and ways to get around the test format. Now, knowing English is important, but when you're studying for it, what's most important is that you know that it's not just measuring your English. It's also measuring your strategy level. I'm going to share with you some big disclaimers. Number 1, when studying for the TOEFL, do not try to fix or create an accent that you do not have. It is the least important thing to do when you're studying for the test. What you do need to make sure of is that people can understand you. A hot tip for this is get maybe a native speaker to listen to you while you speak about a certain topic. Ask them some listening comprehension questions afterwards. Did they understand? Or were there some things that you could work on? If there were some things that you could work on, then maybe, yes, try to fix up some areas of your accent. But I do want you to realize that the accent is one of the least rated things on the test, and it's one of the hardest things to work on when studying for English. Number 2, and some people are not going to like me for this, templates are not your end-all be-all. A lot of people love templates, and I do too. I'm a teacher and I use templates and I give templates to my students. However, templates are not everything, and please drill that into your head. What that means is that you need to learn how to think and how to brainstorm by yourself without relying on templates. Templates are only there to guide you through the question and give you a little bit of extra time to think, but they're not your answer. One thing that I recommend to my students all the time to help you think and not rely on templates is to ask your friends to come up with topics. Let's say that your friends come up with the presidential election, for example, and you have to come up with arguments for why people would vote for the left wing or why people would vote for the right wing. I want you to come up with arguments that you don't necessarily agree with, but it helps your mind think about things that it would usually not think about. So when you're on the test and when you're on the spot, it's much easier to think about those things. My third and last important disclaimer is that TOEFL classes are not intended for you to learn English. Let me say that again for the people in the back. TOEFL classes are not intended to help you work on your English level. TOEFL classes are designed for you to learn strategies so that you can perform well on the test. It's not about learning English. What TOEFL classes will give you are around 5 to tops 15 points extra on your level of English because you are learning how the test works. If you are unsatisfied with your English level and you don't think that your English level right now will get you into that university or program that you need, please do not take TOEFL classes. Take some English classes with a professor that you really like, but please, I beg of you, do not frustrate yourself in that way where you are already unsatisfied with your English level and you are looking to get that TOEFL certification. So please be careful. Don't waste your money out there. I'm trying to save you some bucks. I hope you're ready and I hope you have your notebook out because today, right now, I'm going to show you my tips and strategies. Number 1, know the speaking test format by heart, and I mean by heart. When Mulan was writing those things down for what she needed to say, no, we're not doing that for the speaking test section. You need to know exactly how many seconds you have to prepare, exactly how many seconds you have to speak in each and every one of those questions. You only have 4, don't be a lazy butt, come on, you can do it. The reason why you would do this is so that you're not wasting any time thinking about the test format. You only have to worry about coming up with those arguments. Number 2, have a note-taking system that is very simple and very easy. For example, for me, I would just write down, and I think I've mentioned this in another video, I for introduction, 1 for my number 1 argument, 2 for my number 2 argument, and a C for the optional conclusion. And sometimes I wouldn't even really write anything in those things, especially for question 1, which you only have 15 seconds to prepare. Maybe I would write down like 2 or 3 words, but I knew where it was. Like I knew where that word belonged. You don't need to use that format. You can use whatever format your little heart desires, but just make sure that it's one that you can use and one that you will remember. Number 3, practice speaking with a timer in front of you. So it doesn't have to be exactly the seconds that you would use in the test. At the beginning, you can start with giving yourself preparation time of 1 minute and then a speaking time limit of 2. But you need to be looking at the timer right in front of you and watching it go down and try to organize yourself and your flow of thoughts so that you get into the habit of organizing your flow of thoughts and you're speaking in a way that you have to in the test. Whenever that timer is running, make sure that you're having an introduction, 2 arguments for whatever it is that you're talking about, and an optional conclusion, and see how you do with that timer. The conclusion, where you get cut off, when do you stop? Oh my gosh, so many questions. Well, here's the answer. This is your lucky day. The reason why I like conclusions, you don't need to have one, is because they're optional, and if you do get cut off in one of those fantastic conclusions where you're just restating your introduction, nobody cares, and you don't get points docked off because it's optional. But if you get cut off when you are in the middle of your second argument or you haven't finished yet, then you do get points cut off. Therefore, when you're practicing with the timer, make sure that that ending part is really emphasized. You're sure of what's happening and what's going on, okay? Number 5. What do you do when you mess up? Okay, so this is gonna happen. Probably. I did it. We all do it. We're humans. When you do mess up, when you say when that happens, or you say the wrong word, you have 2 options, buddy. 2. Well, maybe you have more. If you do find more, write those down below. Number 1 is to immediately correct it. I say the wrong word, and I immediately remember the correct word. I can immediately say that right then and there, but that is the only time when you correct. The second one, and the one that sometimes is the wisest to use because you don't have a lot of time, and remember, you're practicing with a timer, so you know that you need that time, is to carry on and continue like it never happened. But it needs to make sense. When you do that, make sure that whatever it is that you're carrying on and moving forward with makes sense with what you have said previously to your mistake. Number 6 and last point. Transition words and vocabulary words really do matter. I'm going to link the TOEFL evaluation sheet for the speaking section down below in the description box, and make sure to click that. But there it says that they will evaluate kind of like the flow of your speech and your vocabulary usage, and if it's up to par with the argument or the thing that they're making you talk about. So it's very important for you to be studying academic vocabulary, and it's also very important for you to be studying transition words. Most simple ones are therefore, also, whereas, however, but, and, firstly, but there are many more. Use the vocabulary word that feels natural to you. But we're here to learn and to expand that vocabulary. So if at the beginning it doesn't feel natural, work on it until it feels natural. And I'm not saying to reinvent your whole vocabulary. I'm just saying to learn like 10 more transition phrases or words that could help you amplify your transition vocabulary. Or if we're talking about general vocabulary, study a couple of words. Read some academic articles that are similar to the ones that will be coming in the test. Anyways, that's it for me, pretty much. I hope that this video was interesting for you. Honestly, I feel very good talking about this. I mean, I haven't recorded a video in some time. I'm so sorry. I've loved seeing the channel grow. I really didn't expect it, and I'm so thankful for the people that are here. I mean, you're incredible. Thank you for sticking around. And if you like this video and you would like to continue hearing more about these topics, then please like and subscribe to the channel and help share it, because it really encourages me to continue making videos and continue making content that you like. Bye!